Hello students, I am Rashmi Yadav from Sarhad College. Today we will quickly understand how the arrangement of electrons in atoms called electronic structure affects the large scale properties we can see and feel like color, conductivity and magnetism. Let's get started. In these properties, points included are metals, insulators, semiconductors, n-type semiconductors, p-type semiconductors, intrinsic semiconductors, extrinsic semiconductors. Metals means conductors which allow electricity to pass easily because they have free electrons. Metals are good conductors of electricity. We know that. For example, copper and aluminum. These metals are good conductors of electricity. Insulators. Insulators means materials which do not allow electric current to flow easily. For example, wood, rubber. These are the examples of insulators. Semiconductors. They conduct electricity better than insulators but not as well as metals. For example, silicon and germanium. These are the examples of semiconductors. N-type semiconductors. These N-type semiconductors are made by adding atoms with extra electrons. P-type semiconductor made by adding atoms with fewer electrons. Intrinsic semiconductors means pure semiconductors without any added atoms. And in intrinsic semiconductors, conductivity depends only on temperature. Extrinsic semiconductors, semiconductors with added impurities to improve conductivity. Again, extrinsic semiconductors are of two types, N-type and P-type semiconductors. Metals or conductors. The materials which easily allow the flow of electric current through them are called as conductors. Metals such as copper, silver, iron, aluminium are good conductors of electricity. In this PPT, band diagram is shown. In this band diagram, students, here we see there are two bands, valence band and conduction band, and in between these two bands there is no forbidden gap between valence band and conduction band. So when electrons from valence band get energy, they can easily jump from valence band to conduction band and they can conduct electricity. So metals are good conductors of electricity. Metals show conductivity because there is no forbidden gap between valence band and conduction band. Insulators, materials which does not allow the flow of electric current through them are called as insulators. Insulators are also called as poor conductors of electricity. Means insulators do not conduct electricity. In this PPT, band diagram of insulators is shown. In this diagram, we clearly see that there is forbidden gap between valence band and conduction band, and this forbidden gap is larger, so electrons from valence band cannot be easily promoted to conduction band for electric conduction. That's why materials which have large forbidden gap between valence band and conduction band acts as insulators. Semiconductors, the material which has electrical conductivity between that of a conductor and an insulator is called as a semiconductor. Silicon, germanium and graphite are examples of semiconductors. In this PPT, band diagram of semiconductor is shown, and here it is clear that there is very small forbidden gap between valence band and conduction band. So as the materials get energy, electrons get easily promoted from valence band to conduction band for electrical conduction. Because of small forbidden gap between valence band and conduction band, semiconductors conduct electricity at higher temperature, and at lower temperature semiconductors are basically insulators. So students, here are some comparative points between semiconductors, conductors and insulators. Thank you so much.